Before sunrise, the crew begins their long journey into deep ocean territory. Every piece of gear is locked down as the vessel prepares for rougher waters ahead. Accurate current data guides their route toward the swordfish grounds. Stabilization gear is checked to ensure flawless performance offshore.
The crane is tested under controlled motion to guarantee reliability during the hunt.
Each swivel is inspected to withstand the torque of a high-speed giant. Calibrated sensors help track deep water activity with precision. Transport tubes are reinforced to keep bait fresh before deployment. Stabilizers compensate for rising swells as the ship heads deeper into open waters. Shock absorbers ensure smooth deployment in the harsh marine environment. Fishermen methodically secure deep-sea bait onto heavy hooks, preparing the long line for the swift giant swordfish. The sonar array is tuned for high-speed targets lurking at depth. Lubrication ensures the long line can deploy smoothly under heavy load. Emergency systems are tested to protect the crew during extreme tension events. The ship reaches the entrance to a vast trench, frequented by swift hunters. Floodlights are secured for the long night of deep-sea preparation ahead. Gradual slowdown, approaching the vector. Speed reduction aligns the vessel with the ideal deployment path. With the frame secured, the mission transitions into its search phase. A sharp sonar return suggests the presence of a swift, giant swordfish below. The line sinks through layers of open water, favored by the giant swordfish. Rapid zigzag traces indicate an agile giant swordfish is nearby. Pressure fluctuations hint at a large predator moving below the vessel. A minor course correction puts the ship directly along the giant's path. A strong reflective signal highlights the giant swordfish's distinct bill shape. Subtle ripples suggest swift, deep-water passes from a giant swordfish. Microcurrent data confirms movement from a powerful ocean sprinter. Acoustic signatures reveal bold, rapid maneuvers of the giant swordfish. A fleeting vibration hints at the giant's powerful glide under the ship. Deep below, pressure trails outline the swift movement of the giant swordfish. Subtle underwater pressure waves indicate a giant swordfish, cautiously inspecting the bait corridor.
Pressure streaks reveal the silent presence of the giant swordfish cruising the mid-water zone.
Drift alignment ensures the long line intersects the giant swordfish's predicted path.
Contour fluctuations point to rapid underwater movement from a massive giant swordfish. A sharp disturbance hints at the swordfish making a swift underwater turn. A sleek silhouette briefly disturbs the murky mid-depth passage. Stabilizers adjust to counteract underwater turbulence caused by the approaching giant. Small speed changes help the vessel shadow the swift swordfisher's movement. Thermocline distortion reveals the giant swordfish weaving through shifting water layers. Line behavior reflects underwater currents trailing the fast-moving giant. A glint of light exposes the long, razor-sharp bill of the giant swordfish.
Scent adjustments match the swordfish's move into deeper hunting lanes.
Repeated sonar trails show the giant swordfish circling with heightened interest. The giant's explosive acceleration disrupts the stillness of the deep.
Safety lines are tightened as the giant swordfish approaches the bait corridor. Subsurface ripples confirm that the giant is gliding just below the ship.
Clouds of drifting plankton scatter before the giant swordfish's streamlined form.
Sharper signatures indicate the giant is drawing closer to the targeted line. A sudden pivot below sends faint vibrations through the hull.
The giant swordfish's unmatched speed leaves turbulent streaks in the deep.
Tension readouts track the giant's rise toward the prepared longline.
Sediment trails signal the giant swordfish's rising interest in the bait. Stabilizing poles are prepared as the operation nears a turning point.
Intense sonar feedback shows the giant swordfish circling with purpose. The giant swordfish inspects the bait with cautious precision deep below. A sudden shock wave shoots up the line as the giant swordfish finally commits.
The giant swordfish unleashes explosive energy as the battle begins.
A lateral burst from the giant sends shockwaves through the deck.
The massive fish dives hard, dragging the line into deeper darkness.
Deep water turbulence erupts as the giant swordfish thrashes with brute force.
The giant swordfish pulls with terrifying speed, pushing the crew into full battle response. Explosive tail strikes ripple through the deep as the giant swordfish fights back with raw speed.
A powerful upward surge tests the limits of the vessel's winch system.
The giant swordfish blasts sideways, shaking the entire starboard deck. Deep water debris swirls in chaos as the giant thrashes with relentless torque.
Pressure mounts as the giant swordfish drags the gear toward the abyss.
Countermeasures are deployed to prevent the giant from overpowering the longline.
The giant swordfish lashes out with its lethal bill in a desperate bid to break free.
Rapid underwater movements send chaotic reverberations through the deck.
Silt erupts as the giant swordfish scrapes the trench bottom with unmatched power.
A sudden reverse pull reveals the brute force of the massive swordfish.
Dampeners activate to absorb the violent bursts of the giant's assault.
The giant swordfish spirals toward higher layers, refusing to surrender. Shifting currents amplify the chaos as the battle reaches new extremes. Strain intensifies as the crew prepares for the next surge of force.
the giant swordfish bursts upward, scattering deep-sea dust in all directions. Fatigue finally creeps in as the giant's power begins to waver.
The line inches upward as the giant swordfish's energy drains. The giant begins its reluctant ascent toward the surface glow. The surface fight nears as the giant swordfish approaches the upper zone.
The Titan erupts from the deep, unleashing a final desperate struggle at the surface.
The giant swordfish lashes the surface with every last ounce of strength. The struggle fades as the lifting system takes over.
Stabilizing straps secure the giant for a controlled lift onto the deck.
The giant rises from the water, its gleaming body reflecting the harsh deck lights. Careful coordination guides the massive swordfish safely onto the vessel.
The true scale of the giant becomes clear as it rests on the massive deck cradle.
Chilled seawater helps stabilize the giant's temperature before preservation.
Precise measurements capture the scale of the giant swordfish's iconic bill.
The load sensors register an astonishing weight as the giant hangs suspended.
A full exterior cleaning prepares the giant for cold room transfer.
Damage inspection reveals the toll of the swordfish's violent battle attempts.
The massive deck sled shifts the giant closer to cold preservation zones.
Cold vapor floods the deck as the preservation chamber is prepared. Teamwork ensures the giant swordfish enters the cold chamber safely.
Crushed ice preserves the giant's freshness deep inside the cold chamber.
Sensors confirm the chamber stabilizes as preservation begins.
The cold room is secured, safeguarding the giant for transport.
The crew restores order on deck as the battle's aftermath settles.
Equipment inspection ensures the Longline is ready for future operations. The captain enters official data on the day's extraordinary catch. With the gear restored, the vessel shifts into post-battle procedures.
Mastery and precision begin the transformation of the giant swordfish into fine cuisine.
Rich aromas fill the kitchen as swordfish steaks meet the heat.
Elegant plating elevates the giant swordfish into a refined culinary masterpiece. Diners savor the delicate textures and flavors of expertly cooked swordfish.
Fine wine complements the giant swordfish's rich, seaborne flavor.
Every bite reflects the immense journey from deep ocean to elegant plate. The long voyage home begins as the sun dips below the horizon. Deck operations shift into their final stage as the vessel heads toward port. Route planning ensures a smooth final approach back to shore. Stories of the day's fierce struggle echo across the deck.
The ship's lights carve a path across the tranquil night sea. Final inspections secure the vessel for its approach toward port.
The preserved Giant remains chilled and stable throughout the final leg home.
Harbor lights shimmer on the horizon as the journey nears its end.
The vessel glides into port, guided by the familiar silhouettes of dock machinery.
Docking procedures activate as the ship returns from the deep. Secure docking marks the final step of a long and triumphant journey.
Another monumental catch completes its voyage from the depths to the docks.